Are you trying to figure out if your child is a dyslexic? If you are, I have 3 tips for you. My name is Kathleen, and I'm a dyslexic here to help other dyslexics. I help busy, overwhelmed parents understand their child's frustration so they can support, encourage, and empower them. Lots of people overcomplicate dyslexia. It's very easy to do, and that's why I created this video. So, if you are thinking that your child is a dyslexic, there are a couple things that you need to do before. So, let's dive in those, and I have 3 simple tips for you. The first tip is to understand dyslexia and not to overcomplicate it. So, dyslexia really comes down to how our brains process information. It boils down to our brains process information differently, which means we need to learn the information differently. That's it. That, in a nutshell, is what dyslexia is. And so some people freak out about it and get all worked up, and there's so much misinformation about it. But when you sit down and think about it, all dyslexia is how our brains process information. Once we understand that, then we can understand how to teach so your child learns and understands the information. So, tip number 2 is know the signs of dyslexia. And yes, they change as your child gets older. So, there are a few signs that show up when they are in preschool. And I'm going to go ahead and link that video here. It is an older video, but the information is still correct, and you can check that out. Once they enter school, the signs change again, and so I'm going to link that video right here. And then when they get into upper elementary, I'm going to link that one here, and then signs for teens and adults, I'm going to link that video right here. So I have created several videos that you can check out and watch about signs of dyslexia. Tip number 3 is to find a free online screener that tells you more and asks specific questions about dyslexia. And if your child does have dyslexia, like, is there a small chance? Is there a large chance? And so I would focus on taking a screener. And once that information comes back, you can take it and figure out what your next steps are. So I'm going to link the screener I recommend below. I'm going to recommend a one for a child, and I'm going to also link the one I use and recommend to people for an adult. So those are below. Go ahead and look at those and take those screeners. So there you have it. Just 3 simple tips. Know what dyslexia is, as we talked about that. Know the signs, which I've linked the videos, and then take a screener to see what the results are and where they are. From that, you can decide what your next step is. Is it okay, maybe they don't have dyslexia, we can continue to monitor it for a little bit longer, or yes, the signs are definitely there, my child needs to. So at that point, you can start looking to either have a private evaluation done, which is going to cost money. Most of the time, insurance don't cover that, or you can request an evaluation through the school. If you would like help with that information, go ahead and send me a message, and I'm more than happy to walk you through that information and that idea. So there are options for you to help your child with dyslexia. Once you figure that out, the one thing I am going to say is if it is showing big signs that your child is dyslexic, that sometimes waiting for these evaluations take months. And the one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to sit and do nothing from that time. The minute you figure it out, you should be acting and figuring out a different way for your child to learn. That is my biggest recommendation. You don't have to have an evaluation to start getting them the supports and resources they need, because research has shown that the earlier you intervene and help your child understand dyslexia and learn the way they need, the easier it is for them. So keep that in mind when you're making these decisions, and don't just sit on this information forever. You really need to act. I hope you found this video useful. It was very short and simple, sweet, to the point. And if you want more information on dyslexia, then you need to grab my resource library. That's right. I have a resource library for you. I have 5 free resources in that, and they have so much information about how dyslexics have changed the world, what dyslexia is, even more information about that, how to make things multisensory, which is the best way for a dyslexic to learn, and more resources, more about IEPs and all types of stuff. So go ahead and click that link and sign up and get 5 resources right away straight to your inbox so you can get the information you need to empower your child. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.